All right, and welcome to a Faster PC live technical support. We are here. We're ready to answer your computer technical and streaming questions, your cybersecurity questions. So give us a call, 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590. A Faster PC radio, a Faster PC live technical support will answer your questions. And we are here also to answer not only your computer questions, but also your technical questions, your cybersecurity questions. We're here. Give us a call, 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590, a Faster PC live technical support. We will answer your questions. We are, by the way, streaming this show live over to Facebook and YouTube. So you can head over. You'll be able to watch this show. You'll be able to hear from this, and sometimes we'll be able to show you the steps that we go through to resolve a computer problem, or you'll actually be able to see, if we're showing you how to check certain features on your system. So you'll be able to see that. One of the things also, in addition to that, we actually are going to be today. A few of the things we'll be covering today. In fact, let me switch over so I can show you on the live stream, just added my camera. Sorry, I forgot to add that a little bit ago. But anyway, some of the things that we are going to go over today, we will be giving you an update on the progress of Al's Family Farms and what they're actually doing, what they've been able to accomplish, what we've been able to help them to accomplish by really bringing their technology online after their call center and much of their office was actually destroyed by a tornado that hit their building. As a result, was spawned by Hurricane Milton. We'll be going over that. We'll also be going over some of the NFL games that will actually be streamed on Thanksgiving and Black Friday. If you want to watch those, you'll be able to see how to do that. In addition to that, we also have in addition to that, we'll be going over one of the things we have gone over just to review in the last month or so on a Faster PC live technical support. We've gone over multiple shows where we have shown how you can actually watch we've gone over multiple shows, not only how you can watch various content, but we've gone over multiple shows in the last month showing you how you can actually buy a new computer without buying one that's slower than the one you already have. Some people actually, when they go out and buy a new computer, they actually, believe it or not, are buying computers that are slower than the computer they already have. So this is something that we just wanted to go over this with you. Today, we'll actually be discussing whether you actually need a new computer or not, or whether your own computer could be updated or upgraded to meet the current standards. So we will go over that. We also will go over a cybersecurity rundown, some of the latest threats that are out there, how you can protect yourself from these threats. We'll go over all of that. By the way, last week we also went over the Microsoft's security rollout, as well as their Patch Tuesday, as well as Adobe's Patch Tuesday, and the various events and the various security vulnerabilities and exploits that are actually addressed by those updates. Now, I did want to go over and just share with you the progress of Al's Family Farms. As I mentioned earlier, they had major hurricane damage. We actually have, and it wasn't really from the hurricane, it was from a tornado that was spawned from Hurricane Milton. And if you haven't seen our video where we go over that and show you pictures of the damage, show you pictures of the call center with the sky above the call center, roofing and ceiling material on the floor and on top of computers, on top of printers, really what we did is we went in there the day the hurricane left Florida, went in there cut through the doors because the doors wouldn't open, and actually got their computers, brought them to our office, made sure they were dry, and then set them up and configured them so that, and by the way, we brought their modem, their cable modem, and their routers, and we connected them here at our office. And some of their employees already had remote access, and for them, they actually were logging in. If they didn't know that the office was destroyed, they wouldn't know any different. They were just logging in just like before. Other employees, we got them set up with remote access. In the weeks after that, by the way, what this means is that their call center operators can actually access their system. They have, by the way, voice over IP phone systems, so they can connect this to the internet, and literally people wouldn't know where they were. They could really be in any place in the world and have telephone service. They also are able to log into their computers, the same computers that they were logged into when they were physically in their office. They're logging into those remotely, securely through a VPN, and they're able to enter orders. They're able to check order status. They're able to check tracking. They're able to do all of this, modify orders, tell people what they ordered last year so that they can just add that same order and go ahead and roll that out for the coming year. Maybe some people like to get the same thing, or maybe, there are companies that they service that provide gifts for their clients, and they might have 100 clients, and they want the gifts to go to the same 100 clients, or maybe they want to take a few off and add a few, and they can do all of that, and they can do that. Their systems have been running here at our office. We have also taken out a few computers, taken out a few computers so that those systems in the grill, they're about to open, and we've been saying this for a few weeks, but I believe it's really going to happen this week. They're about to open the grill, and they're going to open the store in the same area where the grill is. Now, the grill, what this is where you can actually go out, you can come there, and you can get lunch. They have burritos, they have all kinds of different food, chimichangas, I believe. They have shakes. They'll have a limited menu at first. They might not have their world famous orange juice right at first, but I'm sure they can get that going for you. They have shipped out hundreds of packages this past week. Last week they shipped out over 600 packages, and what they do is they with their packages that they're shipping out, this is gift fruit. So some of you listening, if you're listening on the radio, you live in Florida probably. Maybe you're just visiting here, but many of you actually live here. We have the ability to get Florida citrus when it's in season, and boy, it is awesome. It is so much better than actually California citrus. It's definitely better than Chilean citrus and some of citrus that comes from some of the other places. But some of it comes from Texas even. But boy, the Florida citrus, it's amazing how well it tastes. Well, can you imagine being in Minnesota or being in Wisconsin or being in Maine or Portland and not being able to have that? North Dakota, one of those places that's freezing, and maybe you need a little bit of vitamin C, and you would love to taste some of that Florida citrus. Well, or maybe you have some relatives that live up there, and you'd love to give them some of the great fruit that you can actually experience here. Well, you can actually go to their website, alsfamilyfarms.com, and you can order, and your friends can get that. And we know, as I mentioned earlier, some companies actually utilize this service to be able to give gifts to their clients as well. So, if you're out there and you actually have the ability to do this. So this is pretty cool, and this is one of the things that we've been able to help them get up and running. And we're here in the midst of all this. We've been able to help others as well, and so if you're out there and you want to have a computer company that can actually jump to, through hoops to get you back up and running, so that you can actually get up and running, even if your building is destroyed. And by the way, we've gone over this. They did have cloud backup configured, so even if their whole building was destroyed and everything was there was lost, we could actually get them up and running without any issues. It would have taken some time. We would have had to build new computers for them, or get refurb computers ready for them. We would have been able to we would have had to restore that data, but we would have been able to do so. Thankfully, though, most of their computers, they have had some collateral damage. Some of the computers aren't working as well as they did before the storm. Some of them died. A few of them died altogether. But we've been able to get them up and running, and even the ones that died, we were able to take the drives, put it over to another drive, and get the system up and running for them so that they can function. And if you want that same service for your business or even for your personal computer, give us a call, 772-878-5978.
800-90. You're listening to a Faster PC Radio here, heard every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour right here on this station and stream live to our Facebook page. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, ready to answer your computer questions. So you know what? If you have questions, well, we can't answer them unless you ask them. Our number, if you want to have your computer questions answered, is 772-340-5090. 772-340-5090. Also, you can type your questions into the comment section of our live Facebook video that's happening right now over at Facebook. You can go there, search for Faster PC. We have almost 23,000 likes. Or just go to our website, fasterpc.com. Click on the link to listen to a Faster PC.
I think we lost audio with the studio, or connection to the studio. Hello.
Okay. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know why it was. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I think I hear you through Skype even.
Yeah, you do. Hold on.
So I don't know what happened, but I did lose audio from the studio for a minute.
Hold on. Yeah. I did that because I had to change the log.
Okay.
I had to change the log. I don't think we're on right now on Skype. Hold on a second, my friend.
Okay.
Call me back on Skype.
I'm actually talking to you in Skype because I can hear you through Skype.
You can?
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I don't know why I can't hear you. That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, I can hear you. I had to straighten the log out because the log was all messed up. They didn't have it right.
Okay.
All right. Fantastic. I'm sorry, Brian, but I had to straighten out, which is why you didn't have the regular intro.
Yeah.
Carol is out and
I understand.
And Greg's doing the log. Yeah. I straightened it out.
Okay. Thank you.
Got about 2.5 minutes or so.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
In our area.
Wait a minute. Technicians that know what they're doing for less than the competition?
That's right. A Faster PC can handle anything from software installs, virus, spyware, and malware, and those annoying pop-ups, to QuickBooks, Manysoft, and SoftIn support, from wireless networks to hardware networks. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
Conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. Call 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
Welcome back to a Faster PC Radio. I know you've been waiting, a whole few minutes for the next segment of today's show. If you've been waiting to give us a call so that you can get your computer question answered, well, now's a great time to give us a call. Give us a call. The number here at the studio is 772 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. Of course, if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to call and be on the radio, this is your opportunity, by the way, if you do want to be on the radio. But if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to be on the radio, you don't want people to hear what you say, then you can actually head over to our Facebook video. It's a live Facebook video going on right now. You can head over there. Just go to www.afasterpc.com. Click on the link to listen to A Faster PC Radio. That'll take you to our Facebook page. Or you can go to Facebook, search for A Faster PC. You'll find our page. We have between 22 and 23,000 likes. You'll be able to actually get over there, scroll down on the page a little bit. You'll see the live video, and you can type your question into the comment section. Now, your question doesn't have to be on what we've been talking about. It can be on any topic as long as it's computer related. So head over there and you can be on the show, or just give us a call, 772-340-1590. We did also want to remind you that we have technicians standing by ready to resolve computer problems. Our number in the shop is 772-878-5978, and we are located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie. Again, the number is 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
Yes, you do,
Yes,
and
you
we
do,
are
and we
back
are
ready
back,
to answer
ready to
your
answer
computer technology, streaming, and cybersecurity questions. And we will be actually following up on some questions from last week, and also going over whether you actually need to buy a new computer. Because I know a lot of you're thinking about it. You're seeing the sales, and you're thinking, well, is now the right time to buy a new computer? And again, if you are thinking about buying a new computer, it's important, get this, to buy a new computer that's faster and more capable than the one you already have. And the reason I say that is we see people quite often that do buy computers that are slower than the ones they already have. And we don't want this to happen to you, and it doesn't have to happen to you. You can actually watch those previous shows. We will be rolling those out to individual videos also. Haven't done that yet. We're working on one of those, but we'll get those out soon. You'll be able to see just that portion, or you can watch really just go back and watch our videos on Facebook or YouTube in the last month, and you'll be able to see each of those segments where we go over checking the CPU, checking the RAM, checking the drive, making sure you have a quality, making sure that your system has Wi-Fi 6. Also, if you do want AI, making sure that you have a system that's built for AI. So you can watch all of that. But the question is, do you actually need a new computer? Maybe you don't need a new computer. We'll actually be talking about that today and discussing that. Do you need a new system? Is this something that you need? Is this something that you have to have? We'll actually be talking about this and showing you this. So how do you determine whether you need a new computer or not? Well, one of the things you want to ask is, first of all, does everything work on this new computer? If everything works on the new computer, you know what? You're already familiar with it. You already have it set up for you. Everything works well. Why would you change that? So you don't have to change that. You can continue to use that same computer. But maybe everything works, but it's not as fast as it should be. And if it's not as fast as it should be, well, then you need to determine, can my computer be upgraded to a sufficient level where it will perform quickly enough for me, or do I need a new computer? Well, we're going to actually show you this. We're going to show you how you can actually determine whether it's fast enough for you. So I'm going to switch over to a full screen. I'll actually go, what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch the Task Explorer. Now, our Task Manager, the way you do this is hold down the Shift and the Control key, and then press Escape. I just do it on the left side because the Escape key is on the left at the top. I hold down the Control and the Shift on my keyboard, and I press the Escape key. All of those at the same time. Now, what you're going to want to do is from the Processes tab, you'll actually be able to see the CPU utilization. You'll see the RAM utilization and the disk utilization. So what we're looking at here, the CPU, everything that happens on a computer is mathematical calculations. So the CPU is what does the mathematical calculations. When you turn your computer on, well, first of all, you have data on your drive, that is on your drive, your hard drive, that is your programs and your files. And when you turn your computer on, a certain portion of the operating system loads into a temporary memory called RAM, or random access memory. And when you see memory here, that's the type of memory that that we're talking about, is that random access memory. So when you turn your computer on, part of the operating system will load into RAM. There's various programs that will load right at startup, whether you're doing anything or not. There's programs, if you have an antivirus program, that's going to load. Some other programs will load. Maybe some programs you don't even need to load will load at startup. You can clean up some of those. We'll talk about how to clean up some of those as well. But and then you have disk. Now, disk is your hard drive, or your hopefully it's an SSD drive. But on this particular screen, and by the way, my computer has Windows 11 on it. If I had Windows 10, the look would be a little bit different. On Windows 11, you have processes, you have various entries on the left-hand side. In Windows 10, they go across the top. But what you're going to want to do is, again, look at these. The disk is not always accurate on this page. Sometimes you have to go to the Performance tab, which again in Windows 11 is on the left, and Windows 11 is on the left, Windows 10 is across the top. So when we click on Performance, and by the way, my processor right now, if you look at on processes, my processor, about 60% of my processor is being used. I'm sorting by processor, and you can sort by any of these columns here, and you can see what is actually using most of the resources. And so my processor is about 60% of it, and it goes down and up just a little bit, but about 60% of it is being used. The reason that's the case is because I'm actually streaming. I'm actually connected to the WPSL Studio through Skype. Skype's actually using a very small portion of my CPU, but I'm also streaming to Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. I'm utilizing OBS Studio to stream, and so that's using up quite a bit of my CPU, and I'm also utilizing Firefox to stream as well, so that's using up quite a bit of my CPU. And WebView 2 Manager, that's a part, it's like a plug-in or part of Edge that actually is used by certain programs, and for some reason, whatever program is using it, I'm not sure, is actually running right now. I'm not going to close it out right now, just in case one of the programs that I have running that I need to have running is using it. But quite often when I see that, I just end task on it, because for the most part, I don't have any programs that need that. But that's what's being used up. Now, if my CPU, if I weren't streaming, my CPU utilization would be quite a bit lower. And when you first turn your computer on, if you have a slow processor, your CPU might go all the way to 100%. Now, if you, after a few minutes, if it's still high, then really most likely your processor is too slow to do anything with. Really, you're not in most cases going to be able to upgrade your processor to make your processor faster. So what you would do at that point is you would actually have to go out and get replace your computer if you really want it to go faster. If let's say, after 5 minutes of turning on your computer, if your processor is still at 100% without you doing anything, there's a good chance that you need to actually just replace that computer. No upgrade will actually solve that. Now, when you first turn your computer on again, it's quite common for about 50% of the RAM to be used. If you have 4 gigabytes of RAM, it's very likely that a higher percentage will be used of RAM. The memory here. So that's not uncommon at all. If you have 8 gigabytes of RAM, it's not uncommon to be utilizing when you start browsing the web and running a few programs. It's not uncommon for that to go up to 80-90%. So that's but more RAM can actually help you run faster. In many computers, not all computers, but in many computers, we can actually upgrade the RAM and add more RAM to your computer. The biggest thing, though, that causes slowdowns in most people's computers is the drive. And when you see here 2% being used, that's not 2% of the capacity, that's 2% of the throughput. How quickly the computer can get, the processor and the RAM can get information to my drives or pull information off of the drives. And right now I'm utilizing quite a bit of RAM or quite a bit of disk space, and the reason is because I'm actually not only streaming this show to Facebook and YouTube, but I'm also recording it as well. So everything that I'm doing is actually being written to the drive, and in addition to that, there are peak files that are being created, temporary files that the video software is creating, that will be needed for utilization of that system. So I'm going to click over to the performance though. So here in the performance, you can actually see a graph of your processor, looking at the CPU. So again, if this were at 100% and I weren't streaming, and by the way, my previous computer when I was streaming was at 100% or real close to 100%. So I was maxing it out. And by the way, I need to stream. I do this show, you've heard some of those phrases, I have a need for speed or whatever. Well, I do this show. I need to connect to WPSL, and I need to also stream to Facebook and YouTube. I do this simultaneously. It's vital. It's very important for me to be able to do this. And so you see that a certain portion of my CPU is being utilized for that purpose. I also go to the RAM. Again, if a very high portion of the RAM is being used, that can slow you down. What happens is if you don't have enough RAM for everything that should be in RAM to fit into RAM, then a portion of what would be in RAM is written to your drive. And that can affect the performance of your computer, especially if you don't have an SSD drive. So if you have an SSD drive, that can really enhance the performance. The biggest thing, as I mentioned earlier, the biggest thing that could actually cause your computer to slow down and be dog slow is the CD or the C drive, the primary hard drive. You see, I have an actual, let me move this Skype window just a little bit, but I have a SSD drive. I actually have 2 SSD drives in my computer, and they're actually 2 terabyte drives each, because I'm dealing with audio and video. I'm probably adding, maybe 6 to 8 gigabytes of data every single week to my drive. So I need a lot of storage capacity. Well, the big thing though is the throughput as far as speed goes. How quickly my information can get off of my drive and to another location. And so right now, my C drive is being used, up to 4%. I'm not really sure what all is happening that's causing it to go up so high. A lot of times, there's some programs in the background that I typically will disable while I'm streaming. I forgot to do that today. But, you see that just a little bit is being used. What we see quite often, on this main processes page, quite often when a computer does not have an SSD drive, we'll see that drive being really a low percentage here. But then when we go over to performance, and we go to the C drive, we'll actually see 100%. it's kind of like a hamster on a wheel. You know, it's spinning as fast as it can. It's moving its little legs as fast as it can, but it's not getting anywhere. And when you have a platter hard drive, that's what can happen is it can really slow your computer down. The good news is we can upgrade your drive to an SSD drive and really make your computer fast, blazing fast in most cases. Faster really than a new computer would be if it didn't have an SSD drive. So this is something that you'll want to actually do. You'll want to actually think about whether you can do that. Now the other thing is Windows 10 is coming to end of life, and it is coming to end of life at the end. Well, it's coming in October, around October 15th of 2025. So you still have a little bit of time to continue using Windows 10. We can still upgrade your computer to Windows 11 even if it doesn't meet the minimum hardware requirements. So don't let that issue keep you from continuing to use your computer, especially if we can upgrade the drive to make it faster, make it significantly faster. And by the way, if your processor's not fast enough, we'll really say, well, you might want to consider just replacing this computer. By the way, we can update your computer to Windows 11 from Windows 10 remotely. So if you're interested in that, or you want to have more information about this, give us a call, 772-878-5978.
Tremendously.
You're listening to a Faster PC radio heard on this station every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back for the final segment of today's show. Listen, if you want to get your computer questions answered and you haven't called in, now's your opportunity. In fact, this is your last opportunity coming up, 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590. You can also head over to our Facebook page, and you can actually, from the Facebook page, you can type your computer questions into the comment section of the live video, and we'll cover them on today's show. But you know what? You've got to get over there right now, or give us a call, 772-340-1590, so we can answer your computer questions. Computer problems? You need a faster PC. From the founding of our company, A Faster PC has provided our customers with quality service and computer products at competitive prices. We find that in the current economy, this is more important than ever. A Faster PC recently conducted a market survey and found that our prices are the least expensive in the area. Some of our competitors charge twice what we charge. Perhaps that's why more customers are turning to A Faster PC. We're helping our customers save money by repairing their computers rather than replacing them.
Now, wait a minute. You mean A Faster PC saves customers money?
A Faster PC offers the most competitive prices for computer repair in our area.
Wait a minute. Technicians that know what they're doing for less than the competition?
That's right. A Faster PC can handle anything from software installs, virus, spyware, and malware, and those annoying pop-ups, to QuickBooks, Metisoft, and SoftIn support, from wireless networks to hardware networks. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
Conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. Call 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a faster PC.
This is Brian Longworth, host of A Faster PC Radio, where we answer your computer questions for free every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. But it gets even better than that.
Now, wait a minute. How could it possibly get any better than that?
Yes, Cliff. A Faster PC has technicians standing by every Saturday ready to work on your computer.
Wait a minute. Technicians standing by on a Saturday?
Well, Cliff, A Faster PC has technicians standing by Monday through Friday for standard and emergency service, both in-shop and on-site. That means you can bring your computer to A Faster PC, or A Faster PC can come to you. And if you need computer service in a hurry, we offer emergency service both in-shop and on-site. We can handle anything from software installs, viruses, spyware, to multi-site VPN networking. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC, conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. For more information, call 878-5978. 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a faster PC.
Welcome back to A Faster PC Radio. This is the last segment of today's show. We'd love to answer your computer questions, but if you don't call, we can't answer. Give us a call. The number to have your computer question answered is 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590, or you can hop on over to our Facebook page, A Faster PC, and actually from there, you can type your question into the comment section. So again, just a few more minutes to answer your questions. We did want to remind you also that not only can you ask your questions at the Facebook page or by calling 772-340-1590, but you can also watch the video as well. So some of the questions that I'm answering, as I answer those questions, I'll be able actually to show you the steps that you go through to resolve computer problems. And if you're not where you can watch it right now, that's fine. You can watch it at your convenience shortly after the show's over. It'll be up there on our Facebook page. You can get there one of two ways. Either go to our website, afasterpc.com. We have a link that says listen to A Faster PC Radio. If you click on that, it'll take you to our Facebook page, or go to Facebook and search for A Faster PC. We also wanted to remind you that in the shop we have technicians standing by today to work on computers and resolve computer problems. We're at 7190 South US 1, and our number in the office is 772-878-5978. And of course, we're here to answer your questions. Well, your computer questions, and we could answer other questions, but we're here specifically to answer computer questions. Computer problems? You need A Faster PC.
Yes, you do, and we are back ready to answer your computer, technology, streaming, and cybersecurity questions. So give us a call, 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590. We do also, and you also can type your questions into the comment section on the live video. By the way, I just mentioned that you can actually watch on the video. You can actually watch settings, or you can actually watch the videos and watch sometimes how to resolve certain issues. And I actually did show in that last segment how to actually check the task manager and how to look at that. So you can actually see that right there, and you can actually see what how that can go. So if you're out there, you want to check that out, you want to see that, you can do that. Now, one of the things that we do want to actually do, we would encourage you, our videos on Facebook and YouTube, go ahead and share those. Let other people know about this so that they can see as well. So this is something that definitely, it's helpful. This information is helpful. It can help your friends out. It can help your family out. So, don't hold this information to yourself. Let other people know. You can let them know about the radio show. You can let them know about the live streams on Facebook and YouTube. And, one of the things that we don't mention often enough is that this show is available on the TuneIn app as well. So, and the TuneIn app can be played through Alexa devices and Google Home devices as well. So this is, some great ways that you can actually watch this show and take part in it. One of the things that we did want to go over is a cybersecurity rundown, some of the threats that we are seeing in the wild right now. And the question is, do these threats affect you? Are you protected from these threats? Do you understand these? And if you don't understand these, well, maybe you need to actually get out there and hire a company like A Faster PC to help protect you from these threats. So the first one is that there's a security flaw in a WordPress plugin that gives admin access. Now, with the reason this is important, if you are a business and you have a website, there's a good chance that your website is built on WordPress. WordPress is a major portion. A lot of websites are out there are built with WordPress. And also, if you're a consumer, going out and going to a particular website, there's a good chance that website is a WordPress website as well. So it could affect you as well, even as a consumer or as someone browsing the web. The reason this is important, with admin access, someone can do anything to your site. We actually had one of our clients that someone else was managing their site. We weren't actually helping them with their site. Someone else was managing their site. And if you typed in their address, you could actually get to their site. Fine, nothing happened. But if you did a Google search for their site, it actually showed a different site, which was advertising certain blue pills. If you get the gist of what was going on there. So pharmaceuticals had hijacked their site, but it didn't really hijack all of it. It was a conditional redirect, and only if you were searching for them. And so we actually came in and we actually got rid of that infection for them. But it's best to just avoid that altogether. Well, this particular vulnerability, it's in the the really simple security WordPress plugin, formerly known as Real Simple SSL. So if you're out there, your site has this, you will want to make sure that you address this immediately so that your site is protected. Also, Apple, if you're an Apple user, maybe you have an iPhone, an iPad, or a Mac, it's very important that you get out there and update your operating systems because Apple has released an urgent security updates for iOS, iPad OS, Mac OS, Vision OS, and Safari to address 2 zero-day vulnerabilities. Now, a zero-day vulnerability means that at the time it was discovered, it was actively being exploited in the wild. So by the time Apple realized that this was out there, it was already being found in the wild, already being exploited by hackers. So the first vulnerability is a flaw in JavaScript core. That's actually used by certain websites that could lead to arbitrary code execution when processing malicious web content. And by the way, we talked earlier about that WordPress. Well, just imagine if that website's infected. If that website's infected, then what you're going to have is potentially malicious content being displayed. So when people go to the site, if they didn't take over the site altogether, you're actually going to very likely see malicious content, and that can launch malicious scripts on computers and phones, tablets that are accessing that. So the second threat is a cookie management issue in WebKit that could result in cross-site scripting attacks. So Apple has addressed these. There are updates that are available. You need to get out there and make sure that you can actually get those updates installed so that you can protect your system. There's also a critical Windows Kerberos flaw exposing servers to attack. So Microsoft has patched this, but it's important that you actually install the patch. If you don't install the patch, what can happen is you can allow attackers to gain unauthorized access and execute remote code on affected systems. So this is the thing. One of the things we hear sometimes is, well, I trust all my employees. I'm really not going to, someone's not going to be able to get in from the outside. Well, that's what remote code execution is, or how to execute remote code. Hackers can do this, especially if you don't patch the security flaws. So this flaw poses a significant risk to millions of servers, especially those configured with Kerberos Key Distribution Center. So it's important that you get out, that you install the latest patches and updates. There's a recent VMware vCenter flaw that's being actively exploited. So they did issue a warning about this. There's 2 critical vulnerabilities, and those are out there. The flaws allow attackers to execute arbitrary code and gain unauthorized access to sensitive information. VMware urges teams to promptly patch the newest version to protect from exploits. By the way, if you're running an old version, you're not going to be able to get the patches. So make sure you have a current version if you're using that. Palo Alto Networks, they create firewalls and patches. So they actually have released security updates. They've actually released security updates to address two actively exploited zero-day vulnerabilities in the next-gen firewall. The first vulnerability is an authentication bypass in the PAN-OS management web interface that allows remote attackers to gain administrative privileges without authentication. This is huge. You don't want to just sleep on this one if you're using Palo Alto firewalls. The second is a privilege escalation flaw, enabling malicious administrators to perform actions with root privileges. Again, major impact there. The U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, has added these vulnerabilities to the known exploit and vulnerabilities catalog and has mandated that federal agencies patch their systems by December 9th. There's also a decade-old local privilege escalation bug that's impacting Ubuntu. So if you're out there, you're using Ubuntu. Ubuntu, by the way, is a Linux operating system. So some people, you may have heard, Linux can't be hacked. Well, you know what? If you don't install the patches in Linux, you can be hacked. Most of the websites out there are installed on Linux servers, and they're hacked quite often. So you need to actually get out there and make sure that your software is installed. By the way, if maybe you're using Windows-based systems, but your website is running on Linux, make sure that you're getting that you're installing the patches, or that someone is installing those patches. D-Link is also urging users to retire VPN routers that are impacted by a remote code execution flaw. So there are certain D-Link routers that are end of life, and we've actually gone over this in the past. They're the DSR-150, DSR-150N, the DSR-250, the DSR-250N. These are end of life, which means D-Link is not supporting them anymore. They have a flaw. The flaw is discovered. It allows hackers potentially to gain access, and the flaw allows unauthenticated attackers to execute arbitrary code on the affected devices. So you need to just get rid of these things, replace them with something that actually is going to be protected and not going to have these flaws. T-Mobile also, you may have heard of the recent wave of telecommunication breaches. T-Mobile has confirmed that they were involved in the hack. If you're using T-Mobile stuff, make sure that you're getting out there, that you're protecting your information, and so you'll want to actually watch for that. And if one of the things you have to do, if your information is out there on the dark web, you can't get it off the dark web, but you can actually take proactive steps to protect yourself. And by monitoring the dark web, and also by changing usernames and passwords, any information that's exposed, locking your credit report, that type of thing. If you're out there and you're saying, you know what, this sounds a little bit too complicated for me. I don't want to deal with this, but I want it to be dealt with. You know that this stuff needs to be dealt with. Does this affect you? Does it not affect you? Well, if you're out there and you're not sure about this, one of the things you can do is we can actually help protect you and protect your systems, your network. We can go in and we can protect your website even. So if you're interested in any of that, maybe you don't, you know that this is important to deal with. You don't know how to deal with it. You don't want to know how to deal with it. We have a lot of customers that just say, hey, listen, I don't know how it works. I don't want to know how it works. I just want it to work. If you're in that boat, you can actually get out there. And one of the things we would encourage you to do is to give us a call, 772-878-5978, 772-878-5978, seeing how a Faster PC can help provide cybersecurity protection for you, managed services where you can have automated patches and updating to make sure that your systems are protected. And we provide this, by the way, for businesses, for medical offices, dental offices, professional offices, nonprofits. We provide it for home offices and residential clients as well.
You probably.
And we're coming to the end of today's show, but if you've missed any part of this show, or just want to listen to it again or watch it again, because you can do that at our Facebook page and YouTube channel. You can not only hear the show, but also see the show. And when we've described and shown you how to resolve computer problems, you can actually see that and watch it over and over again at our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. You can get there by going to our website of fasterpc.com and clicking on the links. We'll be open today until 2. Monday through Wednesday, we'll be open 9 to 5. We'll be closed Thursday and Friday for Thanksgiving and reopen Saturday at 9 a.m. Have a happy Thanksgiving. We want to invite you to listen to our church radio show tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. here on WPSL. The title to tomorrow's sermon is Post-Election Commission. Pray for and hold elected officials accountable. You can listen to other sermons on our church website, covenanttabernacle.com, or our church Facebook page, Covenant Tabernacle World Outreach Center. You can find a Faster PC's Facebook page and YouTube channel by searching for a Faster PC on Facebook and YouTube, or by going to our website and clicking on the links. While there, you can actually watch the show, not only hear the show, but also watch the show and see the steps that we go through to actually resolve computer problems. A Faster PC is conveniently located at 7190 South US 1 on the east side of US 1, just north of Rio Mar. We're also on the web at www.afasterpc.com. Again, that's afasterpc.com. And you can reach us at 772-878-5978. Again, 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now you need a Faster PC?
This week, as we gather with friends and family to give thanks to God, take some time to remember those Pilgrims and Indians at that first Thanksgiving. The Pilgrims risked much to come to America, and half of them died that first winter. Their dependence on God and their friendship with the Indians, who taught them how to farm and hunt in America, helped them through that difficult first year. And they gave thanks for the harvest. Likewise, we give thanks to God for his rich blessings.
WPSL Port St. Lucie.
CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
And Allison Keys, tens of